woman who plotted to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh was sentenced to 8 years in prison on Friday. Sophie Roski was arrested near Kavanaugh's Washington home in June of 2022. That's after her attorney says she changed her mind in a taxi while on the way and called 911 to turn herself in. Roski spoke in court Friday, apologizing to Kavanaugh and saying she regretted her actions. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, now blasting the sentence, saying it's not long enough and promising an appeal.
On June 8, 2022, Nicholas Roski flew from his home in California to Washington, D.C. armed with a Glock, a knife, zip ties, and tactical gear, fully planning to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. When he got to Kavanaugh's house, he was spooked by Secret Service, realized he couldn't follow through with the plot, and then confessed to authorities his wrongdoing and turned himself in. Nicholas, along with being a cold, calculated would-be assassin, also started to think that he was a woman, Sophie, in 2024, which he told the court responsible for sentencing him. And if you read NBC News last week, you would have seen this headline. If you read National Review, on the other hand, you would have read the truth, that Nicholas, not Sophie, is a man. We find the notion that he could be a woman ridiculous and also completely biologically impossible, but Biden-appointed Judge Deborah Boardman felt compelled to deliver a sentence to Sophie Roski. And Judge Boardman incredibly reduced Nicholas's sentence because of his new identity. According to a New York Times report, Boardman said that a lower sentence was warranted because of an executive order issued by President Trump mandating that trans women be held at male-only federal facilities, which she claimed could interfere with her continuing to receive gender transition care. So Nicholas was sentenced to 97 months in prison, which is just a fraction of the 30 years the Department of Justice was seeking. We now live in an alarming age of political violence, and what Judge Boardman just told Americans who want to assassinate Supreme Court justices who they disagree with is that the transgender agenda should be prioritized over criminal justice. And it's absolutely pathetic that news outlets like NBC would omit from its headline the fact that Sophie is in fact Nicholas, especially after the judge gave him a lesser sentence because he now identifies as a woman.